on top of that, and it's not just the government that's acting stupid. It's corporation now, like
Oh, the
like you had
fucking
pointed out, the
NASDAQ, dude.
NASDAQ,
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have all seen this. And I guess we can put links in the comments. I hadn't even thought about it or in the description, but so the NASDAQ uh, is going to require companies that it lists to have at least one woman and one minority or LGBTQ, did I get it right?
Yep.
Director
Yep.
on their board, or they're going to get removed from the exchange. Now, aside from the inherent stupidity of that requirement, the absolute stupidity of that requirement, it begs to question the legality of it. So right now, it's been a good news article, and that might all end up being all it is a
Headline
PR
grabber.
move by and news grab by the Nasdaq organization to make it look like they're forward looking, and they could quietly on some Friday night repeal it and never or ever actually enforce it, but I don't
Yeah,
think they
it's
can
who can
because
outwoke the next person.
if a company happens to have that, great, good for them. And I would assume that most corporate boards do have a female on them now, and just by population density of or population density, but just population draw, you've probably got some minority or LG. I mean, what's a minority now? Aren't you a minority if you have gray hair or if you I mean, does this count
Over
people that
40 matters.
does this mean that a dude just needs to say he's a woman and identify as a woman? Does that count? Or is that one of the
Well, that opens up a
LBG? Is that
whole
an
nother
LBGD?
door.
Is that the LGBT? Is that why women and LGBTQ is separate? I so the absurdity of this is so dumb, and the reality
It's
of it
dumb,
is
man.
it completely violates Title IX, in my opinion. I'm not a lawyer.
So,
I can't
so
give legal advice.
you could you could have an entire white Anglo-Saxon Protestant WASP by definition board as long as one of them, like Pocahontas, identifies as being
As
some
long
sort of minority or
as
a
long
woman,
as
and
one
then
no
meet that
no
quota.
no no no. So all you would have to have. So here it is, John. I got it. You have two dudes, right? One identifies as a chick. So now you got your woman covered, and he's dating another dude. So that makes him. Does that make him gay or does that make him straight?
Or does that make him heterosexual?
Right, because he
Yeah, I
identifies
don't
as a woman.
know.
But I think that covers it, right? There's your woman and your this dude. This dude's gay because he's dating somebody with a dick, and this one qualifies as a woman, even though he's saying he's a woman, still has a dick. So that makes this guy
So you
gay.
got your so two people can identify as three different things there. You could have a gay
Exactly. Check
relationship, a
everybody.
straight relationship,
We saw it.
and meet
See,
the NASDAQ quota.
just need to sign up for
It's
consulting.
perfect.
I just solved the biggest problem in fucking corporate America's facing in the next 6 years, just like that.
I just thought of something, dude. You just opened the doors up for the Ku Klux Klan to be diverse. They just need one dude in the hood to be like, you know what? I'm black today.
The thing is, this
And
is
then
an absolutely fucking absurd conversation, but it's borderline serious.
seriously,
Like this could end up being in like, could you imagine being the judge sitting in a courtroom listening to somebody like me explain it like this and be like, "I'm fucking retiring. I'm done with this. I don't want to. This is it."
I'm out. Somebody else grab this gavel.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I don't get it, man. Like something like that. And then you read about like no joke. Here in the state of California, they voted I guess this June, to repeal the
Oh,
portion of the Constitution in this
their
state.
version of Title IX, basically. It's not Title
Yes,
IX,
they're
but
it's state
it's
level. It's
like
not Title IX because it's state.
it's
I
something.
think they
It's
called it
called
two
something
nine.
different.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and
so if
so
they
they
could
could
pass some of
repeal that,
these,
so they could yeah, so they could discriminate legally here and force feed what you're talking about. Now, I heard Jordan Peterson say this, and he was like, well, he was talking to a gal who was talking about, an engineering firm hiring 50% men and 50% women engineers.
yeah,
And Jordan Peterson's, argument to this was it was very clever. It was very intellectual, not clever. It
everything
was
he does is
intellectual.
clever.
Yeah. I feel like a secretary when I'm listening to him sometimes. Like, yeah, that's great. But no, his point was that you could do that on a micro level. You could probably do that, for like one corporation could
Yeah, because
get
you're gonna
away with
run out of
that.
fucking women engineers.
Exactly. You run out of women engineers. And it's not a product of, oh, someone's being discriminatory. It's that you would water down the quality of engineer. You'd have to lower the bar so low to get that many females in there. And like you would have to look at that on a macro level. How would you do that on a college, et cetera, to get that many females into the pipeline? It's just that they just don't do it. It's not that they can't. It's not that they're not allowed. It's just that they don't. I mean, and vice versa, if you were to think of like nurses, if you were to try to get how many men, you know
Male
what I mean,
nurses and
and force
female
feed
nurses.
this. Right. I mean, I get where they're coming from, and I see it from a place of compassion. But when you try to implement it, you really, really screw a lot of people. You know,